Are going live. All right, we should be live.
Yeah, it looks like it.
All right.
How's things? We missed last week.
Yep. I don't have a lot new business wise. I guess the only thing I have is really I'm publishing 2 books with Simple Programmer.
Ooh.
Yeah, I got 2 authors that submitted proposals, and so I've got now that acquisitions editor, Robin, that used to work at Manning, and he basically runs the whole thing. So he's taking it from there, and then we'll have a couple more books published and see how those do.
Nice. How is he finding these people? Is he finding them, or are they coming to you?
No, what's happening is that Elisa, my editor, who's been my editor for Simple Programmer forever, she puts out calls for the guest post writers that we have that we're looking for authors as well, and so then they contact her and then submit a proposal to her. She goes over it. If they're a good writer, then she sends it to me, and then we get them under contract. So I think it's a good business model for Simple Programmer to do, because if we can start publishing books on the regular, just need a few of those to do well. It doesn't cost me much to get it to do it, and not a lot of time on my part or resources. So
is that did you talk to the guy for the sale?
Oh, for the sale of the company? Yeah. So someone wants to buy Simple Programmer, and what we're working out now is we're going to do a deal, basically a promotion on the list with his product first, to test the list to see how it performs, because he kind of wants to see how the list works out, and I don't blame him. That makes sense. So that's really the next step in doing that, and then based on that, then we'll either proceed or not.
I want to buy Simple Programmer, but I can't afford it.
Well,
you don't know when it's possible. Chuck, you can run a promotion for your mastermind and see what happens.
Yeah.
Oh, we could.
I just want to, I don't know. I mean, I would like to improve Simple Programmer, but I just realistically, I don't have the time. So that's why it makes sense to sell it, because it's one of those projects you have. They're like, oh yeah, I'll get around to it someday, and you just it just gathers dust. That's how it is. It's just a waste of
Yeah.
So I think
it makes sense.
Better if I can sell it.
You'll feel better if you can sell it?
Yeah, I think so. I think it'll be better off. I'll be better off.
Yeah, because you can focus on the thing that you're really into right now.
Yeah. So what about you guys? Tell us about the ads, Manny. You've got actual success with paid ads, I hear.
Just like so many other people.
Yeah.
But yeah, I started on Monday, so it's Friday right now. But yeah, our $37 front-end product that's converting, we spent $600 I think so far, and made $1,100 back.
You spent $600 and made $1,100?
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
Yeah, and right now it's all over the place. The campaigns are messed up, and the audiences are messed up, and all that shit. It's total. There's so much to improve right now.
Yeah.
Just getting started, but yeah, we are probably getting to around $200 a day ad spend right now. I'm hoping if we could keep improving it to get to $500 to $1,000 a day ad spend by the end of the month. If we can keep improving the campaigns and the ads. Because one thing we know is that the sales page converts on cold traffic.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's as long as you have that, then that's good. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's what you need. So
yeah, everything else is just now pushing the button. I mean, creating creatives and managing campaigns and figuring out all that stuff. But yeah, the sales page converts. Of course, it's not the sales page that I've used in the past on warm traffic. It's a way more like I literally wrote the sales page over a period of 3 months to make that happen. So
Yeah.
a lot more intense, a lot more involved sales page compared to past. But yeah, I mean,
Hey, if it
so far
works,
the results, huh?
I said it works.
Yeah, so far the results are pretty encouraging. And this is just a start in the sense, the $37 offer, that's what I was scared of. And that's what I guess all of us were concerned. Like, it was not clear if that could be sold profitably at that price point. But so far the indication is not like, it's not that. So far the indication is that, yeah, it is possible to sell it profitably.
And this
with
is
good
all.
sales.
And this is all on the front end. Are you making all of this on the front end? Or are you like
The front
are
end
you,
funnel, let's put it that way. No
Mhm.
email sales.
Okay, so you've got upsells in there that are contributing to the sale. So what's your average order size, like value?
Right now it's pretty damn crazy. I think it's around $80.
Damn, off of a $37 front end. Shit. So that means that you must be, what do you have an upsell that's like $100?
No, total upsell right now, like it's 74 plus 200, just 274 if people buy everything right now, but we get 80, which is, which is expected. I think it'll stabilize a lot more in the sense it'll go down.
Yeah.
It won't stay at 80. It'll probably go down to 50 or $60. But then also our price ad costs will go down because right now I'm paying through the roof. I'm paying through the nose. Like I'm paying like $2.50 per click, which is ridiculous.
Whoa, shit.
Wow.
Yeah, you could probably get that down to a buck per click. And
that's the hope.
That
So
2x is your
so the ad spend goes down and the average cart value goes down, but overall, I mean, for me, the way I see it, as long as we can even be like the ROAS can be 1.1, it's a good day at work.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right now we're running at around 1.8, 1.9 return on ad spends, but even if it was, even if we got to 110%, 1.1, that's still fine because we have a back end enough to sell other shit.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And that's the whole point. Like, can I acquire customers for free?
Yeah, you're being paid to build your list. It's
Yep.
So
and sell them other shit.
Damn, that's badass. Yeah, I'm gonna have to.
Yeah.
Gonna have to tap into your brain to like get this set up for me eventually.
Yeah, it's time to get ads to we have. I think organic, as good as it is, it's good and stable, but it's not explosive. It's very difficult to find that next level growth in organic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, a converting sales page is a converting sales page, which means that you can go to other forms of media and do the same. Like, today it's Facebook, but tomorrow it could be Pinterest. As long as you have ads and you have a sales page that converts, you can still find a way to make it work.
Mm-hmm.
And like grow it. Like I was thinking of even with Chuck, like I know you haven't exhausted the list yet or exhausted the podcast resources yet, but you could literally do this. You could have like direct, like from ad to landing page, opt-in page to an application to people who are interested in what you have to offer. It'll take some time to get it down. I mean, right now, I think you should just keep working on what you're working on because it's already giving you the results. But yeah, ads are starting.
Yeah. Well, you kept insisting that you could make the ads work. So this is almost kind of an I told you so, or I told you I could do it, depending on how you want to spin it.
Right. I mean, I love organic. I mean, the organic is how I built the business, but at some
Yeah.
point it just got too much. Like I just didn't feel a sense of control. I don't feel a sense of like scalability in organic. It's like, yeah, okay, I got some good videos or some good content that works, but that's just so long a drag. Not long, but like so out, like you have so such limited
Mm-hmm.
control. While with
Yeah.
ads, you get one ad right. And if you have a sales page that converts, you just
Yeah. You
keep
just
putting
keep.
money behind it
Yeah.
till it exhausts and then you find another ad. But the good thing about advertising is that you can test and see what's working, what's not working, and only what's working you put money on it and let it blow up. While in content there is nothing like that. There is no testing. You're just putting shit
Mm-hmm.
out there and there's no control on that.
Yep. Makes sense.
Mhm.
So what exactly are you selling? Like what's the product on that page that you're driving them to?
It's 2000books.com/CEO. It's a entrepreneurship pack.
Okay. And then what's the upsell?
Marketing pack,
Okay.
another 37. So yeah, it's the front end offer, the upsell marketing pack, and then two other productivity products at $97 each for the
Oh, nice.
productivity courses. Never procrastinate again and double your productivity. Um,
And
so
what's
those
the uptake on the upsells?
around 30% so far total
Oh, wow.
combined.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
The bumps are also going, but I don't expect this to last. Like this is, I know from our own email campaigns, like usually all of this will moderate down. Hopefully,
Well, yeah.
like hopefully, while this gets moderated down, the ad cost will also get moderated down. So it'll all again stay in that zone that I've seen, because I have quite a few people who I like, because I'm in this like I'm literally in another mastermind where not a mastermind like this, but a paid mastermind where
Mm-hmm.
I'm learning how to do this, and I see other people doing the same thing, and it's very similar numbers that it comes down to. It's just different people are different size markets,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and my market is way bigger uh, because of like a very basic entrepreneurship product.
Yeah. I see
Yeah.
you got the
Well,
lifetime offer in there too.
Now on 2000books.com,
Yeah.
yeah, the website, I totally overhauled the website, right? The front
Yeah.
end is a completely different offer now. And I needed to do that. And it's converting the front, like I'm not sending
Yeah.
people to this page, but this page is converting way better than I thought it would.
Yeah. Yeah. It's good. I mean, yeah.
It could use
Entrepreneur Book Club.
more, yeah, it could use more data or more information on it. But I just like, yeah, it's converting. Like
mm-hmm.
people are taking me up on the lifetime offer more than they are taking me up on the annual or monthly offer.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, it's a hell of a deal for someone who's running a business. I
Yeah.
mean, especially the way you've got it, anchored there, right? Because when I look at it, right, I'm like, okay, $7 trial,
Mm-hmm.
and then, or I mean, 7-day
Free,
trial,
free Sunday
Mm-hmm.
trial. Yeah.
trial, and then it's like future payments, annual payment, $97. So then when I look at that, I'm like, oh shit, well, lifetime access for $297, that's a better deal than paying $97 a year. So yeah, or
Yeah.
monthly. Yeah. I think that's a pretty good.
Yeah. So I think the offer modification, offer creation has been like, so I'm not sending any traffic to this right now. Of course, I'm sending it to the entrepreneurship pack directly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that's, that's a completely new page compared to our old entrepreneurship pack page, which was more of a straight up offer page. This one is
Yeah.
much more pain, amplification, solution, so on and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, I mean, the lesson I've I've learned, and this is just like week one of running ads right now. So I'm not going to say that I know much about ads right now. Just, I'm like a baby. But the thing that I was skeptical of the most was, can we make anything convert under $99 or $199, right?
Right,
That was the
exactly.
biggest
Right.
fear point. That's the biggest challenge we all were thinking about when we were running ads. And I think um, the times you guys tried it, what was like, you had a pretty decent price point product, right? When Josh was here and you guys tried it.
For a simple programmer.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think. I thought we tried some stuff. I swear we did the 10 steps to learn at like $29 or something like that, but we couldn't get it to convert. But yeah,
Well, that's the other thing, right? I don't trust the agency to be able to convert a cold off, like a warm offer to cold audience. That's the
yeah.
big difference.
No, you did it the right way by figuring it out yourself. Of course, that's
Yeah, because
Mhm.
you've thrown money at the shit now.
yeah,
You've thrown 3 different times you've thrown money at it, right?
yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
They just can't. They don't know. Like, I think they are good at like pushing the buttons on Facebook, running audiences, like figuring out audiences and running campaigns and all that stuff. That's all good, and maybe even the creative, ad creative. But the ad creative cohesiveness with the offer on the back end, or with the offer and the sales page, is the big challenge. That's the conversion factor that needs to be done, and agencies can't do it because they have never. If you think about it, most agency owners don't have any knowledge of how to build a sales page, right?
Yeah,
They can bring you traffic to the sales page, but they don't know how to build a converting sales page. That's
Right.
not their
yeah,
expertise.
yeah.
That's like hardcore entrepreneurial slash copy work.
Let me see your sales page again. Do you want to throw the link in the
2000books.com/CEO.
CEO?
Mm-hmm. I can share the screen if you want, or we can
Let's see.
you can share the screen.
Either way, share the screen.
Got it.
Mhm.
Yeah, just do it.
Scalar position. Yeah, that's a good headline without spending years reading. Got the formula, the headline formula there.
You're right.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's summaries of the best.
Sure. Oh, sure.
Yeah, you got the review, the testimonials at the top, but they get stuck operating their business like amateurs. Yeah, that's good. If you get right into the pain,
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
trying to figure it out on their own, bam, zero long-term strategy, getting advice from wrong sources, building house cards. Yeah, this is good. It sticks out, all the titles. Huh. Startup. Yeah, this is good. Like one of those things will
Yep.
click with someone of the challenges, right? Like you've got, like all it takes is for one of those things to click with them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, this is really good.
Yeah, it is.
It's easy to read. You present all the pain and then this solution.
Mm-hmm.
Probably thinking I don't have time to, yeah. Huh. I wonder if do you have any kind of like heat map on this, like Hotjar or something, so you can see what people are reading and how far they're scrolling down in the sales
That's
page?
part of the plan. I'm like
Yeah.
I just I'm like, okay, let me just get my campaigns right now, or my audiences
Mhm.
right before I go into all of that. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's definitely something I'm working on in the background.
Imagine the day when you have finally proven your data is wrong. Yep, this is cool. You are good. And then you've got your success
Mm-hmm.
story. Yep. Credentials. Cool. Yeah. Yeah, I'd be curious to see what people are doing on the page when they're clicking, which buy button they're clicking the
Yeah.
most.
Yeah, I agree. I just saw an AppSumo deal on something like heat mapping software that digital marketer is now building. So I might
Okay.
I might buy that.
Yeah, I was using Hotjar for a while, but if there's a new one.
It's a lifetime deal, that's why.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, this is good. And it's good that you've got it all Facebook compliant. So
Oh man, it's a lot of work to keep changing and rewording it to make it more and more cleaner and compliant. And
yeah.
even then, Facebook is finicky. I got my ad rejected.
Yeah.
And I like none of the people in my Facebook groups can tell me why it's rejected. Like they're like, no,
Yeah.
this looks compliant. And Facebook just rejects the ad. I'm like, fuck. I don't want ads getting rejected because it's not good for your ad account.
Right.
Yeah.
Nothing other than that. So yeah, I mean, it's a very straightforward formula, but it's designed to be very readable and very like keep the attention flowing.
Yeah.
Right. Pain, like early up offer, like headline and offer, but then going to pain and even more pain, and
Yeah.
then presenting the solution enough to present the pain all over again, saying the solution is something you probably won't do it yourself. So more pain.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then talking about us creating the solution and then presenting the solution, making an offer, and then showing the vision or showing what's possible if they could do it, right?
Mm-hmm.
The bigger, so take them to heaven and hell, right? First you take them through the hell, then you present them the path to get to heaven, and then show them the heaven, and then you say, you talk about, and then pain, a little bit of pain and solution, or heaven and hell, and you keep going back and forth, amplifying between the two, or yeah, oscillating between the two, and then testimonials and credibility.
And that's a good bump, the 50 marketing
Mm-hmm.
book summaries, because that's if they're likely to buy entrepreneurial book summaries, they're likely to buy marketing ones.
Yeah, so far it's been crazy uptake on it, almost like 40
Yeah.
50% people have taken me up on it.
Yeah. Well, good. You're the first one to do it, to make it work. Now I believe it's possible.
Now you believe it's possible.
Yes.
Hey, someone's got to do it, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And of course, we're just getting started.
Yeah.
This is going to take a long time to really get make this work. But that's like what we keep talking about, right? Like with organic, you could spend days and days creating great video, and it might be a great video, but there's nothing you could do about it.
Exactly.
But here, you can spend months creating a sales page and try to get it to convert. But once you do, then it's a matter of just sending more and more and more and more traffic to it, and finding new ways to send traffic to it, and new hooks, as Russell Brunson keeps talking about, right? Finding new hooks to send traffic to it, and keep converting the damn thing.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
Like
looking forward to copying it. I mean, seeing how it works for you.
Yeah, I mean, I now at least I know the formula for the sales page, whether it's $37 or $97. I think as long as the value proposition and the offer proposition is clear, it won't be that hard to sell it at the price point.
And you wrote, okay. I was going to ask, you wrote the sales page yourself for this one?
Yeah, I mean, I had a bunch of copywriters work on it, but at some point I was like, okay, they're all writing somewhat okay,
right?
But I really need to take it and write it myself. So my other copywriters, they're doing other things.
Yeah.
But okay, I realized that they can't write it at that level of granularity that I want to present.
Right.
For that offer for a cold offer the way I wanted to see it.
Yeah.
But now that I see what I have done, I can realistically try to do it again with a copywriter doing it for me,
Yeah.
because now I kind of understand the nuances of what I've done. And by no means, like, selling $1,000 on cold ads doesn't mean I know shit about cold ads right now, right? But I just, at least knowing from my warm traffic experience or from organic traffic experience, at least, it's validation that the sales page works.
Well, yeah, the only thing I care about is that you actually made it work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the biggest, because if you are getting more money than you're paying, that's like everything else can be figured out. Like that's the hard.
That's an ATM. You just,
yeah,
making it more efficient.
I mean, it doesn't even matter.
More
Like
money in it.
even if you can put in $1 and get back $1.10, like you're saying, that's still like, you still will be able to scale with that. Obviously you'll do better than that, but
yeah. So this is, it took what, 2 months to basically go through and write this whole damn sales page. 2.5 months, where I basically did not do anything. I didn't even post any YouTube videos in the last 2 months. No podcast episodes, and whatever I did were old interviews that I've been posting. I was like, fuck it, I just need to get this right. Otherwise, I'll keep dragging my feet on it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
Very cool.
I need to do that. I need to work on it.
Dude, that's the thing, right? Yeah. I mean, you can always say that you want to create more videos for YouTube, but imagine, like, once you have this working and then you were just creating hooks for that video. Or hooks for your ad, and that could be your time creating ads, creating the creatives.
Yeah, exactly.
Stuff, right? Because the organic stuff is great as it is. I could never, like, I built business on organic, so I will never be like, oh no, organic doesn't work, or organic is not. It's just that you could have so much more potential to play analytically compared to organic, which just doesn't give any potential to do anything beyond what the platform is going to give you.
Yeah, no, you're right, for sure. I agree. Yeah, I've been trying to carve out more time too. So, and as I've been like traveling and stuff, I've been realizing, like, just trying to get the minimum stuff done, and it's a lot of content. So,
I mean, yeah, that is really your choice. How much content you want to put out on the channel. At some point, like, just the act of putting out content on the channel just will not give you the time to do other things. That's
right.
Like, we can't, because what else is there in the business? I mean, there's so many things you would have to do, or you have to do in the business on a day-to-day basis. You somehow or the other, like, at some point you have to decide if you're going to make an offer like this, you're going to have to do it. I think the copywriters can do part of the puzzle, but you knowing the pieces and you writing the copy with this frame of reference is still going to be you doing a lot of the work to get the offer right.
Well, there's only 3 ways to grow a business, right? You either get more customers, you get customers to pay more, or you sell more to the same customers, right? And so, you can keep on doing stuff that's the other 2, which is like getting customers to pay more or selling more to customers. But ultimately, the thing that really grows the business is getting more customers. So that's
getting new eyeballs at a fast rate.
Yeah.
Right. Because I mean, shit, you have a giant YouTube channel to the point where I'm sure you could, if you had all of them as paying customers, it would be a different concept.
Yeah.
So you just need to be able to tap into bigger markets or tap into the existing market in a way that you get them to buy more. But
yeah, and I mean the prince. Oh, go ahead. I'm just saying the principle here isn't so different. A hook in your YouTube video versus a hook in your ad. I mean, it's cold versus warm traffic is the main difference. The rest of it, it's still, do you have something that'll convert when you send people to it? And are you giving them the right hook to get them over there?
Yeah. Once you figure out the latter, the former becomes more of a game.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because that's the shit that you just keep throwing it against the wall and see which one of these will work. You keep trying. It's like testing. It's basically engineering all over again. It's science. It's simple, not simple. It's very complicated, but it's still science. Like it's very scientific approach, as the way Facebook has made it now, and YouTube has made it, and Google has made it now. But organic is still not scientific enough for us, right? Like there's no knowing which one thing will go crazy. Same with okay, so here's the thing. Both organic and advertising, there's one thing we know for sure. We don't know which video will take off. We don't know which hook will take off.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know which piece of content will do very well. We just don't know. Nobody knows that. Till the moment you press play, you have no idea which of these will do well.
Right.
The beauty of organic is that you can just keep doing those, and one of these will take off, and you will have a lot of people like coming into your world. But the beauty of it is, as soon as you find something that works, you can just go double, triple, quadruple, 10x down. There's no limit to that shit.
Yep.
While organic is out of your hands.
Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah.
So you have to create the offer once, but then after that, all the work is on the hook side.
Oh, I got an update for you guys. I forgot about this. Remember I was telling you about the churn buster thing? That it automatically retries credit cards and it sends them emails asking them to update their credit card info. So I was like, well, I might as well just turn this on, pay for the service. And, if it saves me, it only costs me like $90 a month or something like that. So I was like, they'll probably save me that, right? So guess what the recovery rate on failed payments was for February? What percentage of people they recovered?
30%.
72.7%.
Oh, wow.
I got $1,676 in recovered revenue.
Boy, you can't complain about that, can you?
Right? That's crazy. And the emails aren't even customized. And like when I look at the campaigns, right, some of them were just rebilling, just retrying their credit card. But a bunch of them were like people updating their credit card from an email that said, update your credit card. Actually, so via retry was 69.8%, which makes sense. But via card update, which is them sending an email saying, hey, update your credit card, 30.2%.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's money right there that I would not have had. And it's not just the one-time money that I would not have had because it's preventing these people from churning. Exactly. So it's saving a subscriber that may continue to subscribe for the next 3 or 4 months or whatever, however long.
Right.
So each one of those people is worth a great deal of revenue. So it's decreasing my churn rate by a huge amount. So
that's a beautiful thing, man.
Yeah.
That is pretty awesome. $1,500 a month on a $90 a month investment.
Yeah.
That's like
insane, right? And that's why, and so I turned off PayPal payments, right, for the monthly billing. Oh, actually, I pay $79 a month for this plan. But so I turned off PayPal payments, right, which is maybe that cost me a little bit of money, but by having it all in Stripe, because this works with Stripe, it doesn't work with PayPal.
Right.
I'm making way more back. So. Plus
You're
now
not
I can
using PayPal at all?
I'm using PayPal for anything that's not a recurring payment.
Why is that?
For a couple of reasons. One is that I don't want potentially PayPal to shut me down. PayPal is more likely to shut me down than Stripe is. I mean, Stripe could, like, I'm not going to get deplatformed. Like, I'll never do anything so bad that Stripe deplatforms me. But PayPal could deplatform me. Just, like, they're more likely to, right? The other thing is with PayPal. PayPal, like, subscriptions are a little bit clunky. Like, it doesn't auto rebill them and stuff like that. And like I said, with the churn buster, it doesn't work with it. So So I'd rather have them in one place in Stripe. And then the third reason is because if they're all in Stripe, I can look at the Stripe dashboard and I can get the stats on churn rates and LTVs for customers, and I can know it's accurate. So that's the reason for it. What I want to do though, is switch to ThriveCart for the billing, so I can have unlimited upsells. And then the only problem is, like with ThriveCart, you have to set up Zaps in order to get them into Kajabi to the membership, and it's multiple.
Well, if you're gonna
right?
use ThriveCart, why do you have Kajabi anymore?
Because Kajabi has the membership, it has the videos, and
which even Teachable does, and I have Teachable hooked up to Kajabi to ThriveCart without any Zaps.
Oh, there's no Zaps for it. So I could migrate the membership over. I'd have to like migrate subscriptions from Stripe to Teachable. Maybe if I contacted Teachable support.
No, you don't need to migrate subscriptions. Oh, I see. When people cancel, etc.
Yeah.
Why do you need? Are you sure ThriveCart you need a Zap to connect to Kajabi? Because everything is getting more and more seamless, and they're putting hooks everywhere.
Yeah, I looked into it. I mean, I could contact ThriveCart support and ask them.
It's probably only because Kajabi is not playing nice.
Yeah, that might be.
Right?
I mean, the thing is, like, you need the Zaps it's not just one Zap either, right? It's like, because you need a Zap to get someone into the membership. You need one for when they buy an upsell. You need one for when they cancel the membership, right? It's like all of this shit. So I've set it up. Yeah.
I have one-click integration between Teachable, ConvertKit, and ThriveCart. Everything is integrated. I don't have to think about any of that shit. It's all taken care of at this point.
Yeah. The thing that I'm looking at too, because I'm kind of looking at the same thing. I've gotten to the point with the folks I'm coaching now to where they need walkthroughs for some of the processes for setting up the podcasts. And I have some of my internal videos, which really aren't. Yeah, I have to screen them because there's stuff I don't want them to have, like, passwords and crap in them. Not a ton of that, but there is some in some of them. And so I want to put something together like a Teachable, but I also, the more I get into this, I want more of a place where they can, like, a forum or something. And I freaking hate Facebook groups. So I'm trying to figure out how to make that happen. And so I was looking at something like a Kajabi, but I didn't know if it had kind of the let's talk to each other feature on it or not. Or if I needed.
No, that's usually on Facebook or circle.so or something like that. You should check out circle.so.
Yeah, I've been looking at Mighty Networks.
Oh yeah.
Buddy Pass, Circle, so Mighty Networks, I guess all of them.
Yeah. I gotta drop off, guys. I'm just gonna. It should leave this call up, right? If I just leave the meeting, I think so.
I think it will kick us off after a certain amount of time, unless you make one of us the host.
Let me see. Can I make you the host or? Oh, make host. Okay. All right, you're the host now. All right, guys. I'll see you next week.
You are the host now.
All right.
Yay. Yeah, I'll have to look at some of these. Mighty Networks actually has.
How many people do you have now in there?
4.
Okay.
But yeah.
Mighty Networks. I've not heard of them. It really depends on what you're trying to do. I think over time you will want to have a complete podcasting course in there. Over time. Yeah. Not today. Over time.
Well, I can fill in the pieces that these folks need now for the coaching, and then I could flesh it out into a course when I get around to it.
Exactly. Right now, you don't need it. But whatever you're teaching, maybe you record it, and that becomes the course material, and you have someone do that shit one day at a time. You get a VA to cut out all the stuff other than the training stuff and start putting all of those clips together. That's definitely possible.
Yeah. The other thing is the videos that I have for my team aren't super well organized. And so I need to do that too, just for them, right? So it's, hey, I need you to do this stuff. And then, but anyway, Mighty Networks has courses and the forum together.
What is the Mighty Network thingy? Why is it different from Teachable or Kajabi?
So Teachable has the course, but I don't believe it has a community piece built in.
Man, the community thing, what I've learned is unless it's a pretty big user experience change, people just prefer to just go to Facebook and do that shit.
Yeah.
Unless it's a big deal, Facebook is the easiest place to just put the community up for now and not complicate your life.
Yeah, that's what I keep coming back. I don't know. I mean, part of me thinks that I should just put it in Teachable and not worry about the community right now because I'm not really getting asked for it.
By the way, if you do decide to put it on Teachable, please use my affiliate link.
I already have a Teachable account.
Fuck you. Sorry.
I'm just saying, right? I would.
Damn it.
But
okay.
Yeah.
Teachable is good enough for what you're trying to do right now, especially with 4 people. I don't think, even when 10 people, I don't think you need a separate community forum. People will not show up for 10 people.
Yeah.
In fact, what I have done right now, which I think
I've
is
been
much
thinking
better
about
for
putting
Voxer.
together for dev chat, but again, it'd be
No.
another project. It'd be
No,
another freaking project
no,
that I don't
no.
have time for right now. So
No, don't do that shit. Unnecessary. It's just going to create so much more complexity in
Yeah.
your life. You don't need that. You don't need dev chat community right now. And then
Nope.
have to.
then I have to go police it.
Yeah, you have to focus on selling high ticket shit and only getting them the best possible experience. And I don't think any of them is saying, oh, I need to connect with other people to get more out of this. I don't think that's happening right now.
No,
So
it's not.
Give them what they're asking for and give them only that. And don't worry about other shit.
Yeah.
Because everything else is just a waste of your time. And here's my little hack that I'm only going to message you because I don't want others to look at it. This will just be between you and I. In fact,
you and I and YouTube, but
will YouTube see this too?
No, they won't see anything in the Zoom chat.
Okay, well, I'll talk to you later about it.
Yeah,
because there's a simpler strategy than what you might be going to do here. You might be trying to do. Much simpler way to approach this. It probably will take you 2 days to record everything, and you're done, at least for first iteration of it.
Yeah.
And you can say that, hey, I also have the course area where I give you all the stuff to do this shit.
Yeah.
But I will talk to you after this.
Yeah, because that's the other thing that I'm finding is like the first couple of steps that I put people through to find their audience and refine their message and stuff before they start their show, right?
Yeah.
I wind up, it takes me about 20-25 minutes to explain it on the coaching call, and I wind up doing it over and over and over again. And so it'd be nice when they came in, when I sell them, it's like, okay, look, here's where you start, right? And then you can join me on Vox, send me messages on Vox if you have questions. And that way we can hit the ground running on the coaching call, right? You can start now and we're not wasting a bunch of time on the coaching call. Instead, we can get you that much further. If that makes sense.
Yeah. It is. Right now, you should just focus on getting them like what they ask for. But yeah, if there's one thing or 2 things that you're already running into again and again.
Yep.
The way I would do it is to record one of the sessions where you train someone and then put that as a recording, as a training, because
that's a good idea.
That takes away, and that's interactive, so it makes it much easier to think through that.
Right.
And you can have someone like some VA transcribe it and convert it into more of a post or more of a training inside, but just record the conversational piece of it, because that's good enough as a recording most of the times.
Yep. No,
People
that makes
actually
sense.
would like that more than just you talking monotonously.
Nope, I agree. All right, I'll do that. That makes sense.
Yeah. So I think that's the easy path for you, at least for now, rather than trying to do so many things and going crazy.
Well, I just need to keep up on this and then keep selling the accelerator memberships.
Exactly. Anything else is just unnecessary at this point, this stage in your business. The most important thing is to sell the accelerator.
Yep, sell the accelerator. And then you guys were going to hold me accountable last time for reaching out and getting sponsorship calls. And I wound up just getting that first week of March. It was my anniversary, our 16th anniversary. And that took over like basically from Wednesday on. It was just nothing was happening. And then this last week, I get tension headaches, and I was down for like 2 or 3 days because I was just done after work, and I had a tension headache and just go crash. So I'm at this point, what I'm doing is I'm just trying to take it a bite at a time. And it's like, look, I got to email 10 people a day, just 10 people, and so that's where I'm at this point, and just being accountable to that. But I mean, I can blitz right now and see if I can get the 30 calls in March, but I don't know how realistically that's.
How many do you have right now?
None.
Yeah, then 30 is not realistic. You need to set the metric a little different. You're right. Like the 30 call metric is not within your control. That's why you're stalling.
Yeah, it's and that's what was it? I think it was Atomic Habits, where you set the Keystone Habit, right? It's the one thing where if you're doing this thing, the other things kind of line up, because you're motivated to do the other things, or because they're a natural fallout from what you're doing. And so for me, it's, I need to be doing the 10 outreaches a day. And then once I get to the point where I feel like I've exhausted my list of people I can 10 outreaches, then I've got to get my VA actually giving me a list of people to go and reach out to. And so I can keep doing that. And I just need to keep doing that until I fill all my spots.
So the challenge then is not worrying so much about 30 calls, but what leads to those 30 calls, however many emails that is that you need to send to book those calls.
Yeah.
And it's usually not like, because you were building a system of emails.
Yeah.
You already had that. So
I already have that. So the issue I ran into with that was I had it all in HubSpot, and I canceled my HubSpot account. And so those are gone. And so I had to go, I've been digging back through my email to find them, and I've got most of them, but now I've got to put them into Gmailius, is the system I've been using now. Which is actually nicer because it integrates with Gmail, and I can send more than 5 emails before the automation goes, can't send anymore, man. So I can just keep following.
Emails
you could put 5 emails in a sequence in HubSpot, and then it would cut you off.
What does it say?
You try and add another email, and it tells you no.
Why? You can't pay for it?
No, because you can't send more than 5 emails in a sequence, in an automated sequence. So with Gmailius, they don't care because it integrates with your Gmail account. And so I think that was their issue. Was I think with HubSpot, it was sending out through their email servers, and they were concerned about deliverability, whereas Gmailius actually just integrates with your Gmail account, and so it just sends it out as you. And so they don't, they're not as concerned about deliverability.
So Gmailius like basically converts your Gmail into a
CRM
dashboard.
It gives you a dashboard, kind of like a Trello, so you can have different columns. You can automate moving things between the columns, right? So if they schedule a call, then it'll move them into the other column. You can also set an automation so that at a certain point, so what I have it doing is it sends the first 5 or 6 emails, and then it moves them into the column that says find their phone number and try and call them. Right. And then it sends a few more emails after that. But anyway, so it does that kind of automation, and it's pretty darn nice. But it gives you all the templating and sequencing, and it has a scheduler in it, which isn't ideal for scheduling the podcast, but works fine for the sales calls because I want them to happen within the next couple of weeks. So that's kind of the deal. And then it just uses your Google Contacts as your CRM, more or less. And so it works pretty nicely, but you just install the plugin into, I'm using Brave, but Brave is essentially Chrome with all the spying stripped out of it. And so you can use their Chrome plugin to work in Brave. So it just enhances your Gmail. It also has like delay this email until next week, or until whenever. And so if somebody emails me back, it'll stop sending them the sequence, but then I'll send them an email and I set the follow-up, right? So I follow up in however many days or a week or whatever. And so I have that process down, and that's pretty automatic for me. So really all I have to do is reach out to them and get them to come back to me, or set up the automation so that it tells me to take action when I need to take action. And Gmailius does all that. So
that's interesting.
And it's way cheaper than HubSpot. It's a better fit for me, and it costs less. So
yeah, hell yeah, that's what you need.
So anyway, so that's the process. So at this point, when we hop on the call next Friday, I'm going to be like, oh yeah, I emailed 50 people this week because I sent 10 on Monday, 10 on Tuesday, 10 on Wednesday, 10 on Thursday, 10 on Friday.
Well, do you really need to do anything beyond just finding those emails and putting them in the automation?
Not really.
So all you need to do is find those emails.
Yes.
And that's something you had basically hired someone else to do for a long time.
Yep. And she put them all in a spreadsheet. She put the company, the name of the person, what their position was, and their email address, and their phone number if she could find it. And so I literally am just going to work down that list, and it's basically going to be warm, cold, or former sponsor. And I'm just going to have a different pipeline for each of them because those emails need to look a little different, and the process is going to look a little different for the outreach. But other than that,
well, and your work is not like, when I think about everything that you're telling me, you really need your focus needs to be on automating your Gmailius, whatever it is.
Yes, I need it. That's what I've been working on, is getting that. Because
once you have the automation of Gmailius, putting 100 email addresses into it doesn't take more than 2 minutes.
Yeah, true.
Right.
And I might be able. I haven't looked, but I might be able to import a spreadsheet.
I am pretty sure that that's as basic as it gets.
Yeah. And if that's the case, then I'm done in a minute or two.
Yeah. So your job is more like creating that automation sequence and improving on that automation sequence from the past or whatever, but at least putting the most basic automation sequence in Gmailius. And that's it. And then get your VA to pump those email addresses into your Gmailius account.
Yep.
And you're like, then you can focus on taking the calls. And we're going back to what we were talking about a year ago.
Yeah.
In the sense, getting your VA, your employee, to do the search for you.
Yeah. Well, that's what I had going on before. So.
Right. Exactly. So they give you the email address, and now all you need to do is plug it in. And not even that, at some point they can just plug it in themselves. Because it's collaborative.
Yes.
So
I can set it to send from my address instead of hers, and we're done.
Yeah. I think at this point, once you put the automations in place, nobody has to do shit.
Yep.
You don't have to even touch it. You could be sending 1,000 emails in March, not 100.
Yeah.
For all that I care, because if you have 1,000 people to reach out to, then send 1,000 emails.
Yep. Well, I'll get that set up tonight. I got a good start on it, but I didn't get it finished.
Yeah. So all of those goals are achievable if you go back to the basics of doing what you were trying to do, which is setting up the system for getting the emails out to the sponsors.
Mm-hmm.
Because once you have the system, everything else is straightforward.
Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then as far as selling the accelerator, I've still got people interested. I'm getting a ton of good feedback off of those episodes that I'm dropping into the feeds. So I'm just going to keep doing it. I need to record one today so that it'll go out next week. What I need to do is I need to just find some time and just sit down and record like 5 of them.
Yeah, it's like yeah, I mean, shit. You have something that that people want, and you just need more calls into the system. How
Yep.
many calls did you have this week?
Just 1 or 2.
Okay.
It's really slowed down since I pushed it all to the form.
Which is good. You want
I had 2 calls. And the one wasn't really a terrific fit. It was hard to pin her down on exactly where she wanted to end up. She was kind of all over the place. And then the other guy that I talked to, I need to follow up with him because there were a couple of, one of them was just the time of the call, it was midnight for him. And that was a major hang up. And then the other issue was he really wanted it, but he had to go look at his budget is what he was telling me. And I was like, look, you can sign up and then, anyway. I tried to get him to just, put a down payment on it, but that didn't quite work out. So.
Well, you need more strategy calls. That's what it's coming down to right now.
Yep. But I had somebody else actually leave a voicemail. So I have SpeakPipe on devchat.tv. And I had the guy, he left me a voicemail and said, here's who I am, here's where I'm at, here's what I'm trying to do, which is all the stuff that I would be teasing out of him in that strategy call. And then he basically said, do you have openings in your coaching? And so I sent him a message back and I said, absolutely, let's talk and, get you involved because, we can definitely get you where you're looking to go. So.
It's it's like
but it's all off those episodes where I'm talking about, hey, here's how I got into podcasting, or here's
I have
how
strategies. I have some strategies for you that I think we can talk about next time. But one of the strategies is to literally have a separate podcast altogether to call it the Dev Chat Entrepreneurs. And there, what you do is you bring your entrepreneur friends on it, your programmer entrepreneur friends on it, talk about how they do it, or you don't have to bring them on, but you do bring them on, and then you talk about entrepreneurship, and then you make a pitch for what you have to sell, because that will only attract
that's true
entrepreneurs in your community.
That is true. I like it. Because I know plenty of those folks.
Exactly. And they can talk about their journey, but then in the end, the plug is always like, hey, do you want to become an entrepreneur? Do you want to level up your career? Do you want to use,
Right.
this medium
Use your skills to,
to level up, to go next level in your business?
Mm-hmm.
And you can basically, the only thing I'm thinking is, are most of the people who are coming to you, do they want to be freelancers making their own thing happen, or do they just want to be in their current jobs growing?
So the one guy, the first guy I signed up, he's pretty happy in the job he's in. Basically what he wants is he wants to gain notoriety. He wants to be well known. He wants to have people come to him and offer him opportunities to participate in conferences and projects and, interesting stuff is essentially what it boiled down to. So for him, it's about the, being well known. And that's kind of his next level beyond where he's at. We talked about business. It didn't sound like that was really a direction he wanted to go at the moment, or that he was really exceptionally interested in. We talked about freelancing. He doesn't want to go that way. We talked about, so yeah, but he wants to build an audience and he wants to be well known and well regarded in the community. Okay. The other guy, when we started out, we were talking about his freelance practice and growing it, but it quickly morphed into, I've been doing this training on Flutter, which is the mobile development framework by Google in JavaScript. And he's like, I want to do more of that. I'm really loving that. And so we did a whole bunch of work. And at this point, he's launching his Flutter podcast, which once it starts going will actually be the only currently running Flutter podcast we could find out there. There were like 3 or 4 others in Apple Podcasts, but none of them were current. And then, just building his name and his brand in the Flutter space, because a lot of people are interested in it. It's just, nobody's owning that space.
Okay, so I think maybe the entrepreneur angle is not the angle you need. Maybe it's like how the well-known developer podcast or the hero, like literally whatever your promise is that you're selling, the celebrity programmer podcast. Whatever the promise is that you're selling, you literally convert it into a podcast where the bonus episodes go into that. They can stay here, but they also start going there.
But the bonus episodes I'm doing now are about my journey.
Yeah, that's fine. That's the whole point. You're going to have your journey.
Oh, but I can bring in these other people and talk about their journeys too.
Yeah. You can talk about how to become famous as a podcaster. That's what this is, or how to become a famous developer.
Right.
And become a famous developer, or become a top 5% developer, or whatever that thing is. And all these bonus episodes you're doing, you start putting it in that episode, that podcast feed separately.
I like it.
And that allows you a simple marketing channel for your business.
Yeah.
For them.
No, I really like it.
Yeah. So you need to come up with the perfect angle for that podcast, but there's plenty of room there because there's a need in people's heart for that thing.
Yeah. Yep, absolutely.
The end result that you're promising. So you might as well just make it a standalone thing. People are listening, people are consuming. That means people want that shit.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the other thing is, so let's say that I get like Bob Martin, Martin Fowler, Kent Beck, some of the really big names. And these are people that will take my call, right? At the very least, they'll take my call. They might be like, hey, I'm busy now, I can't come on. But I'm pretty sure I can get most of the people that are kind of the top list of developers that people care about. Once I kind of have a handful of those interviews, I can also start, just put a form up on the website or something that says, who else is the dev hero or whatever I wind up calling the show that I should be talking to? Like who else's journey do you want to know about?
You couldn't get the website Dev Heroes, huh? The domain.
Dev Heroes. I think it was taken. The other issue that I have, and I realized this not that long ago, is that a friend of mine actually owns a company called Hero Devs.
Dev Hero is not the same as Hero Devs.
I agree. But they're a consultancy, and this would be something else.
He probably took it because he couldn't find Dev Heroes, to be honest, because Dev Hero is a better name.
But it's hero.dev is his website. So
yeah, I think there is an opportunity here to really like use all of your other podcasts to keep doing the bonus episodes on there, but also create a separate stream and start advertising it on your other podcast, saying, hey, if you're interested in growing your career, becoming well-known in your career as a developer and getting better opportunities, becoming a top paid freelancer and becoming well-known so you can speak in conferences and all that stuff, I have a separate podcast for you. Check it out. And pretty soon you will have a following on that. And those will be the select people who literally want that shit more than anything else.
Right. So Dev Heroes is available, and it could be mine for the low price of $4,000 because it's a premium domain.
Oh my God! Well, you don't.
This stuff drives me nuts. I don't need it that bad.
Someone's got made some money on it, so that's okay. You can always find another one. I mean, you are already on devchat.tv, so you don't really have specific names. So,
no, but I do devheroespodcast.com. That's $13.
I mean, HEROS, HEROES, that itself is a fucking stupid nightmare. People will mess it up more than you know.
Probably.
Dev Hero Podcast might be better. The Dev Hero Podcast. But then it's just a podcast. I mean, at some point, you want a brand name that's a little bigger than that.
Yeah, but
become a Dev Hero.
Like the become a devhero.com?
Possibly.
I bet that's available.
And that's very end result driven.
Mm-hmm. Now, do I point that at the podcast or do I point that at my application?
You can do whatever. I mean, that could be your housing, brand name, everything site that has the podcast, and every podcast has the link. But you can still be like become a devhero.com/apply, and that's your application.
So would I put that on a separate website from devchat.tv?
No, not really. Not right now. I would just use it as a redirect.
Redirect to the podcast?
Well, you can use it as a redirect to a page that hosts the podcast. And so I could still have become a devhero.com and become a devhero.com/apply as two different links that are still inside of devchat.tv.
Right.
So you don't have to rev up a whole new website. I would hate for you to have to do that. I'd much rather just post everything
that's a lot of work.
devchat.tv. Everything is hosted there. It's just the URL is easy to remember. That's why you're using it.
Yeah.
At some point, you can make it a separate thing.
Yeah.
But right now, you're just using the URL as a way to build the brand name and the awareness. And the podcast can be become a Dev Hero.
Yeah.
If that's the name you go for.
Yeah.
If that's the name you like, you love. And then you can invite other people. But every time you'll have a pitch for your own mastermind. The more people like this you get, the more popular this becomes.
Yeah.
On its own, you get a lot more notoriety for it.
I like it. I really like it. So then the episodes for the Dev Hero podcast, I mean, I could probably, if I don't have a guest, I can just fill it in with, some basically what I'm doing for these bonus episodes, right? I can just say, hey, well.
Yes, you should do all your bonus episodes as bonuses on your other podcasts, but also put them on Dev Heroes podcast. Right. So over time, as you advertise, like in the bonus or in every episode, you can literally be like, hey guys, do you want to become a Dev Hero? I have a podcast. Do you want to become a top-notch developer? Do you want to become a well-known developer and command top salary in your space? I have a podcast just for you. Check it
Yep.
out. Boom.
Yeah, that makes sense. Right. And then as I email more people, as I interview more people, I can also say, yeah, I've got a podcast for you, and I tell my story, but I've also talked to this guy and this guy and that guy. Right. So you can come get their stories too. And then once they're listening to that, then I'm pitching them on the accelerator every week.
Yeah, it's like what John Lee Dumas was doing. He was interviewing entrepreneurs, but ultimately he was saying, "Hey, I've interviewed all these famous entrepreneurs, and I'm making money off of this podcast. Do you want to learn how to make money off of a podcast?"
Right. Podcaster's Paradise.
Podcast Paradise. Basically, he did what you're trying to do in a very, in very similar ways. Wasn't very far away.
Yeah, true.
Right.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Good stuff, man. That's good. I think you will get a lot of traction out of that.
Yep, absolutely.
And it's not I don't think it's more than like 5 hours of work on your part to set all of this up.
No.
Right? It's just a new podcast feed where you will already load it up with your existing bonus episodes. Don't call them bonus, call them whatever the name of the episode is. You set it up with like existing 4 episodes that you already released, and maybe one intro episode where you talk about why you're doing it and what the purpose, blah, blah, blah. And that's it. That's your podcast feed. And then you just take a URL, whatever URL you decide, /apply goes to the application, and the base goes to the podcast feed or the podcast feed on your webpage. That's it. 4 or 5 things you need to do, and you're off to the races with a new brand name.
Yep, absolutely.
Under the DevChat umbrella.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Shall we do our thoughts?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. Well, okay, I'll go. I'll say sometimes in life or in business or in many other endeavors, you have to have the naivety to believe that things can be done. Because and learn from people who have done it. You have to have the naivety that it is possible, and also be humble enough to learn from people who have done it, rather than get into the frame of mind that it can't be done and I can't figure out, so it can't be done.
Right.
And that's like kind of my experience with the ads part, the running ads part. Right? Partly it was the belief that it could be done, and partly it was finding people who had done it before me to learn from them to do it. And only when, like, you can have the naivety to believe it's possible, but if you don't have any proven roadmap or something, then it can get really complicated and painful. So finding people who have done it before you and having the naivety to believe that what they're saying is possible is really important in the journey of entrepreneurship. Otherwise, we can get stuck in our ways. So.
Yep. Yeah, and I think my thought is when you're solving a problem, and we've kind of talked through this a little bit with the sponsorship stuff. I mean, ultimately, I think the kind of the top level is you figuring out how to solve the problem and then figuring out how to automate it so you don't have to keep executing the solution, right? The next level is when you start hiring people and then they start figuring out how to solve the problem, right? And then, they figure out either how to continue to execute or to find people to execute for them. And so, I've run into stuff where, like when Michelle left, we were kind of at the stage where she was finding solutions and executing them herself. And now I'm back to finding the solutions and then having somebody else execute them. But as we kind of move along again, Michaela's getting to that point where now I can start handing her things and say, go solve this. And the sponsorship thing, she just doesn't have the experience to do it, right? So I'm gonna have to go and set it up and do it. But the flip side of that is that getting these problems solved and off of my plate, that's the game, right? And what I'm looking at too in the same sense is I'm kind of split focus, and it's out of necessity to a certain degree, but I have this full-time job that takes up a lot of my focus during the day because we got to eat around here, right? And then I've got all the podcast network and the accelerator stuff, right? The one feeds into the other that I'm trying to chase on this other end. And so it makes it really, really, really hard. And so it was interesting. I was talking to a friend of mine the other day, and basically, he's like, okay, so what are you trying to work toward, and what are we trying to do? And I don't think anyone from work actually listens to this. And even if they do, I don't think this is a big secret, but the biggest thing I can do to move ahead to where I want to be is to quit my job. But I've got to be in a position to be able to quit my job, right? And so just by looking at, okay, is this a major roadblock? And if it is, what do I have to do to get it out of my way? Is a conversation worth having. And so, we're talking about these little roadblocks as far as like, find sponsorships and, and get the sponsorship machine running, right? And get that out of your way. Automate some of this other stuff and get it out of your way. But ultimately, at the end of the day, I'm looking to get this big piece out of my way. And so just working backward from that and looking at, okay, am I solving a roadblock, or am I creating a new opportunity? What's the next big thing, the big piece that we have to, move one way or the other, right? And it could be an opportunity, it could be a roadblock, it could be something else, right? That I'm just not thinking of a category for right now. But so for me, it's this roadblock. And so, working backward, it is okay, well, in order to quit my job, I need to have so much money in the bank. I need to have so much money coming in every month, right? And stuff like that, right? So that I can cover my expenses. And, if things take another dip, right, that I'm okay for a certain amount of time, which I didn't have last time. I didn't have any kind of emergency fund. And so as I'm looking at this, I'm working backward. And so now it's okay, I need the sponsorship machine, right? Because I can get chunks of cash to go into the bank account, right?
Yeah.
I need the accelerator machine because I need a certain amount coming in every month, right? I need to solve certain areas of these problems so that at the end of the day, I can afford to quit my job and move this big block out of my path. Mm-hmm. And so, it's made me focus, right? I have pushed a lot of things off to the side. We were talking about that community, but at the end of the day, I was trying to solve a problem I didn't have, right? And I wasn't sure exactly how I wanted to manage all that stuff. I think eventually I want to have a community, but just I knew I needed somewhere to host these videos in the short term, right? For my clients, for my coaching clients. And so, just helping me focus in, right? Because I knew that I needed that. And then just being able to solve this problem and then this problem and this problem. And eventually what happens is you pile up enough bricks to where you can get over that stumbling block and get on to the next thing. And so it's work. But you have to be deliberate about it, because some of these things are hard, and they're hard for a reason. And I like that you said that you have to have the audacity to think it's possible, because a lot of people will tell you it's not. But ultimately, if you think it's possible, then you'll figure out a way to do it. And when you're figuring out a way to do it, a lot of times it is just that little step at a time. And that's what we're working on. That's what we're working towards. So just this piece and then this piece and then this piece, right? And then maybe when I have all of these other pieces going, so I have the sponsorship thing, clicking along, I have the accelerator clicking along, and we're starting to get close. And, I have some time free up, or I have some other something else free up, I can create the opportunity that gets me over the hump. But right now, it's not even worth thinking about that because I need these other pieces in place and I know how to do them.
Yeah.
And so that's what we're talking about here. And I know I'm kind of all over the place with these ideas, but at the end of the day, yeah, you need to know what you're working toward in the long term, right? And so I have a 3-year vision. And then in the short term, right, I'm trying to get out of this job. And then the individual steps you're going to take to do that. And what I'm working on now is actually putting that stuff into a calendar and saying, okay, you have to have this going by this date and this going by this date and this going by this date. And then I can work backward and I can say, okay, then these are the strategies. These are the steps. These are the actions that I need to take in this order, in these places to make it happen.
Yep.
So, yeah.
It's good.
Anyway, that's my thought. All over the place, but that's my thought.
It's a long thought. It's a stream of thought.
Yeah. But I don't see how anybody gets what they want. And this is what I'm coaching people on too, right? But I don't see how people get what they want without thinking ahead this way and then working out the process.
Yeah. I love it, man.
All right. Well,
I will see you on Monday.
all right. Sounds good. You have some super secret sauce to send me.
Oh, yeah. Shit. All right. I will do that.
I'm going to stop the stream and then you can send it right now.